Here we are with another Saturday Night Live. And where are we at? December the 12th. 12th day of Christmas.
One day post-US,
When did they start?
right?
Sorry?
Day one post-United States of America.
Day one?
Yep. Take them. No longer under the Constitution.
What?
Look at the decision they made.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Who has that authority? I don't think anybody has that authority.
They refused to hear the case. They totally refused to hear the case.
Ah,
They rejected Texas, and Texas has standing, and they just refused to take it.
oh, right, right.
Also, you have no idea what's coming. I've been saying it all along. There's one option for Trump now is to invoke the Insurrection Act. Either way, we're in a civil war.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely. You know, it's already hot. It went hot in Germany. You had U.S. troops shooting on U.S. troops to recover those servers.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Put a disclaimer here. Everything we're talking about is not in line with any mainstream science or agendas, and
You better.
everybody is old enough and wise enough to be able to make their own decisions, we believe. So viewer discretion is highly recommended. So yeah.
I better not speak. I won't be speaking to myself.
Yeah, we just got to put disclaimers because you know the way these things are
I
working.
absolutely no. I was.
Everything is just being blocked that has any truth that we understand it anyway. So we do what we do.
You follow Mike Adams a little bit, do you not?
Haven't. I've been following a little bit, but not much. I've been stuck in the basement. I've been not doing much else. We're going to lockdown Monday over here, full lockdown.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan to lock everything up even more than before. So let's keep elevating souls. They believe they can overthrow the light. It's impossible. They can make it seem like they're overthrowing the light, and we can buy into it, but it's not possible. So, you know, even if it comes to the point where they take our physical bodies, big deal. They can't overthrow the light. So, you know, at the end of the day, the light always wins. You know, the repercussions of cause and effect cannot be refuted in the universe. So, each person's going to have to make, each man, woman will have to make their own choices. But you know, we continue moving in the direction of Plath, no matter what, because right now the times are very turbulent.
Lord
And you know, what is it now? We're 9 months now
Mm-hmm.
into this. 9
No
months.
end in sight.
Yeah, and I in the last 9 months, it's been very interesting. Now more than ever, you know, we should be focusing on our health because
Oh yeah.
to go through these turbulent times, we need resilience. And if you're not healthy, there's not much resilience. So I've seen the opposite, people turning away from their health big time in this last 9 months. And, you know, everybody has their own choice to make. You know, if, as we say, the choice is always yours. We all have free will to do as we please. We're just here to support the souls that want to move in the direction of peace, balance, correct conduct at all costs. And that doesn't mean if you're getting attacked, you don't defend yourself.
Right.
You got to defend yourself if somebody's going to attack you. That's staying in line with peace, balance, correct conduct, defending yourself. We never, ever, ever attack. We never instigate. We never, you know, do any of that stuff. initiate. So um, it's a lot of turbulence, Um, we were at the rally again today in Toronto in the rain. There's less people, of course, because it's raining, but freedom doesn't stop with the weather.
Absolutely not.
So we uh, we keep going, and it's great to be with people who are in line with really what's going on. And
That's what's so hard where I am. I'm in such a freaking blue state.
uh,
It's just disgusting. I don't even want to leave this freaking house.
but no different here, Steve. It's everywhere we go around this area.
The majority are.
It's very, very rare to see anybody without a mask anymore. Very rare.
I mean, in the street you will, but
Yeah,
indoors it's
in the
impossible
stores,
almost.
no.
Yeah.
You know, funny, after this decision or non-decision, whichever way you want to look at it, because I've been lacking focus for the last days, weeks. And boy, the focus is just coming laser pinpoint again over the last 12 hours. I've been preparing for 15 years for these times. I've been preparing for this.
A lot of people have.
Yep.
You know, we
Very turbulent times ahead, very turbulent down here. And it's going to directly affect Canada because we are so
of course,
integrated. We are so integrated.
of course. Did you see the latest scandal with the great Trudeau
Mhm.
with China?
This whole thing is a Chinese op. This whole COVID thing, it's all designed to take down the West.
Yeah.
That's the whole that was the agenda right at the beginning, and it's freaking beautiful in its design. You gotta admire it.
Oh, diabolically brilliant.
Oh, it's
It's not one country though. I believe it's.
no, it's the globalists, but China is definitely behind it.
I believe it's like many wealthy or uh, a number of very wealthy families and
Sure, but
that
there's
China is
so many
involved.
things that are in play. The few food shortages that are here and really gonna really get worse are driving a lot of it. It's a lot of resource driven because we just raped the planet.
Yeah.
You look at the food, it's soybeans now. Soybean crops in the three major producing countries of the world have failed. They're trying to plant Brazil and they're planting in dust. It's been such a drought. And soy has taken over pretty much the role of corn. Soy is just in every freaking thing that's produced. So you go back to resource.
Oh, you know, we've been talking about for years. How can you control the masses through food, water, air, frequencies?
Kissinger said it 30, 40 years ago. He who controls the food controls the freaking population, controls the world.
It's so simple. Why do you think there's been an attack on health, on natural health for so many years? And it's been increasing and increasing. You know how difficult it is nowadays to handle herbs? You know,
Oh, look at the lockdown. The lockdown has closed so many businesses. Now people are driven into the freaking into the handouts from the government.
right,
Right?
exactly.
Again, it goes back to food, right? That's how they're going to eat. They're going to eat from the federal freaking government. It's so corrupt.
You know, for the few people that have been living the less is more lifestyle, you're going to have more resilience than anybody else.
Oh, without a doubt.
So
Yeah, it prepares you for this.
if you're not prepared, now's a good time to start.
At every level, physical, emotional, more important, I would say, spiritual as well. It prepares you in many ways. So get stronger and just focus and do what you want it to do.
It's all three though, physical, mental, and it's all three, physical, mental, and most importantly, spiritual.
You know, we're moving into winter, you and I, Steve.
Yep.
And that's a really horrific time for, if they can imagine they turn off all the heat and everything and power and everything, you know, that's, you're going to see disaster happening if that goes on.
Yeah,
So
but that's the worst. And
we pray.
Well, whatever, if Trump makes a move, it's coming in the next day or two. So
Major move, you mean?
if he chooses, and I mean, it's the only way forward to try and preserve the Union. He's in the same position as Lincoln. He's in the same position as freaking Washington.
What do they mean by the unions? I don't understand that.
The country's splitting.
The splitting?
Absolutely. This country is no longer united. It's no longer coherent. It's not cogent anymore.
yeah, they might split then because they're
Sure it is. They're already, Texas is talking secession again.
because they're completely opposite each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the states have their own, it's on the national level, but it's also at the state level, because even in this, I'm going to use the terms red and blue because that's how they're defined. It's hard not to use those terms. But even in the red states, you've got the cities that are not, you know, and like the governor of Texas is supposedly a conservative, but he's not. So even inside these states that should be the ones standing for the Constitution, you have your own internal battles going on. So it's going. I'm telling you, it's going. Watch. Within the next week, month, especially if Biden's allowed to be seated. The militias are standing ready. Right all across the country. Every single state, they are standing ready. They are ready to go.
How do they communicate? Shortwave?
Right now, it's out in the open. I mean, they have their ways of communicating. So we're at a real critical point in history.
Well, you know,
Amazing time to be alive.
amazing time because the only thing that can have a massive influence and change is the light. So let's see where it has to go. Whatever it has to happen, it's supposed to happen.
Well, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, the Constitution is one major source of the light. The U.S. Constitution.
Oh yeah.
It has its flaws, but it's probably the most important document that's ever been produced. Set of ideals.
They thought about everything, and it couldn't
Can you
have been done.
imagine what these men would think if they were to come out today?
It had to have been a divine intervention coming through, because how can you go?
In the wisdom, they prescribe what the remedies are for this, and they will be brought forth. They will be brought forth.
Nuremberg too. Here we come. I just posted on my profile.
Ironically, the 3 Trump appointees to the Supreme Court sided against taking the case.
Yeah,
So that should have been a bulletproof court, because with his 3 appointments, it really supposedly was a 6-2 court, but Roberts has never been a conservative, never been a originalist. So he was negated. Supposedly he should have been negated, and it should have been a 5-4 split. The only 2 true patriots on the court are Thomas and Alito.
Facebook here. Hi, Paula. Hi, Sonia. Sonia's seen single people with masks on when they drive on drone. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
I've seen people with masks, visors, spacesuits,
Walking by themselves.
Yeah, they're in a.
I went past a car on the way today.
You know what the word to describe what's right now? The people are actually in a trance. They're in a trance. It doesn't matter what you
Yes.
say, how much evidence you put forth, they cannot see it. So that has to be a trance. It can't be, you can't describe it any other way. So, you know,
But who cares about, you know, it's okay. It's okay. That's the focus on what can be done. Focus on the solutions.
yeah, focus on the light.
You know,
You
people
need to know
will
what's
do,
going on.
yeah.
You need to know what's going
You
on.
have to be aware.
How can you defend yourself if you don't know what's going on?
Yeah, for sure.
How can you prepare?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the people though, like people would choose whatever is easiest for them, and that's it. This is how what people have done all along since the beginning of humanity. They will do what's easier. They go the easier way. You know, whether it's right or wrong, many times they choose whatever is easiest, whatever
Yes.
is, you know.
They've always choose enslavement over freedom. Always. They choose enslavement over freedom.
Path of least resistance.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah.
That's human nature. That way we've been conditioned and brought up. Path of least resistance.
And you know, we all want the path of least resistance, but also, you know, for us to grow, we understand that we have to go through challenges first. You know,
Fasting is not a path of least resistance.
Absolutely.
Why do you think you see the doors opening and closing and coming and going like crazy? Because
yeah, you know,
it takes effort every single day
yeah.
to live a lifestyle of less is more. Fasting
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah, so it's really, it comes down to discipline. Discipline is not the
Discipline.
is outside the least resistance. Okay, it's
yeah.
So
You got to make a choice every
discipline
single
is
day.
what matters. And when we see also, you know, when on the master fast, what does master fast, you know, ask of us? You know, like the lifestyle. You know, it's definitely discipline. It's discipline, nothing more, nothing less. It's commitment, discipline, you know. And of course, to be disciplined, you have to be patient, you know.
This is a hard path. This is not for the timid. Absolutely not for the timid. This takes dedication. Dedication. If you're not dedicated to this, forget it. You're done. Don't even bother. Just go on about your business.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's very different from the norm, right?
Well, you're
and requires
it's work.
And requires work too. Yeah.
But the change is not, it's not a subtle change, it's massive.
Every day you put your feet on the floor, you have to decide.
Exactly.
If you don't make that decision from that moment, you're going to go off.
Absolutely.
Right? You know better than most of us, Steve.
Absolutely.
Every day.
No difference in how I've been living for 24 years. This is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, you got to make that choice. Okay, today I'm doing it. Today I'm doing it. Today I'm doing it because it's only today we have to work with. So forget about tomorrow. Forget about yesterday. We can look back and learn from it. But today.
We say you plan for the future, but you never plan the outcome.
Right.
That keeps you in today. Today is today. Where your feet are. That's where you are. Put your feet on the ground. It's the only place you're at. It's the only place you should be. That's hard. Trying to stay where your feet are is very hard.
Yeah. So the path to God in general is not an easy one.
No, this is the path to God.
It requires
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you go to the holy books, you will see that the path to God requires discipline. A lot of
sacrifice. Great sacrifice.
Exactly. Against your desires, you know.
It was never easy.
Not supposed to be.
Exactly, but the reward is absolutely worth it. Not only later on for the future, but now.
Oh, today.
You feel it. You feel the reward.
You feel it every day if you choose it.
Without sacrifice, this life is, what is this life? Without a sacrifice and a reward, which gives you growth, you know, you become more empowered. Without that, Life is meaningless.
Go ahead, Janice.
Oh, hello, guy. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
You're just talking about the challenges and how this week has been really my feet, my leg. I've had a hard time walking. I know I'm just 5 months into it, so I've just and but I've had to have my daughter go to the grocery store because I can't really uh walk too good right now. Everything just seems so heavy. Is that obstructions?
Oh, yeah,
Of course. All weaknesses
comes to the surface.
will come to the surface. Physical,
Oh, I feel like I've
mental.
got 20 pounds in each leg, arm, hand. It's
What are you doing?
How's it going? Yeah, what's happening?
well, I'm doing my Kalima every day. Plus, once a week, I have a colonic. She said I got out a tremendous amount, but I never told her about Master Fast because she pushes protein and all that. And now she wants me to go to the doctor and she says I'm not gaining. So I don't know how much longer I can go to her. I don't know because I
Find
don't
another
really
one.
want to tell her.
Find another one.
There's not a lot. Some of them say colonics, but they're the open. And she's one of the few that's closed, which really helps.
Yeah.
You
You're doing Kalimas every day at home?
Yeah. I
Excellent.
fill the bucket all the way to the tippy top.
Good for you.
Well, do 2 of them if you can't go to your colonics.
Oh, do 2 of them. And then I'm eating 3 days a week and not eating 4. I'm trying to do, my day dry fast and 12-hour dry fast. That's what I'm doing.
Very good.
Are you doing any weekly or
Weekly what?
dry fasting?
You mean like the one day or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Sometimes I try and stretch it out to 1.5, if I feel I can do it.
We're
Or
pushing
just
two.
to kind of, because I'm not doing any more than that. I haven't done any 2 days yet. But
You haven't done 2 days?
well, not lately. Not lately.
Yeah, maybe shorten the 24 hours and maybe push once a month. Push it.
And once a month, push it to 2.
Well, try and get to 3, even if you got to do the semi or.
Do your best,
Oh yeah, I could do the semi, couldn't I? I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, it's very important that you go through those cycles: the
can-
daily, the weekly, the monthly, the season change. Daily, weekly, monthly, season change.
You can
Okay.
even,
Very few people understand why it's like that. But,
With the
that's
cycles.
it's there for a reason.
The
We're working with the cycles of nature and the universe. And
Oh, okay. All right, I'll incorporate that.
you know,
Because
Yeah.
another side thing is I was been having trouble peeing.
yeah,
I
you're
think
locked up.
I know. Yeah.
With what you're describing, that's what it is.
Are you?
Well, it's 60. It's 60 years old. What do you? Of course
Yeah, it's
I'd be.
okay. Janice, you need patience, persistent consistency, as we were just saying. Every day you put your feet on the floor. You're making your decision of how you want to live.
And be
I
thankful.
started at 60. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, that's just a number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, 59.
Yeah, 59. So I'm 59. I can actually go and take money out of my 401k today. I'm actually 59 and a half officially today. So that's always good when you can get money if you want to without penalty.
Are you using all the tools, breath work, acupuncture points with the burn stick, especially kidney areas and kidney?
I do need to do that, but I am doing the breath. Yes, I am doing the breath. I do need to do the
Try
kidney.
brushing twice a day.
Are you drinking enough juice?
Yesterday I was so nauseous. And you know, another thing I think I did wrong, I put too much maple syrup in my tea, and I think the fungus came back in my stomach.
Like
I think that's what's getting me, making me full.
like how much
Well, I put 2 or sometimes 2.5 if it, yeah, if it's really strong.
tablespoons?
Teaspoons.
It's fine.
That's not a
No
lot.
big deal. No, that's fine. Don't worry about that. But if maybe you drink it sometimes too fast or something, maybe just slow down. Make sure like you have some space between the juice and the tea, because sometimes
Yeah.
if they overlap, it's also doesn't feel
No,
good.
it's just what's in the body. It has nothing to do with what we're using. It's the stuff we're using. Is just
Sometimes for me, when I drink the tea too fast, or when I drink it right after the juice or something, or I drink the juice straight after my tea, my stomach doesn't like it at all.
she's not talking. She's talking about fungus. What is that?
But what does
Body's
the
blocked
fungus
up.
mean? How do you know you have fungus?
Well, I know because I have it on the skin, and well, as a beer drinker for forever, so.
Yeah. I understand, but I mean, why do you think
Oh yeah.
the maple syrup brings fungus? The maple.
Well, doesn't it like it?
It likes the juice too. It's
Oh,
fine.
well, that's true.
You're
That's
drinking a lot
true.
of sugar.
These things, if they exist, are there for a reason.
Yeah,
And when the
I just
terrain
don't like
becomes
being
inhospitable, they will
nauseous.
leave.
What'd you say?
When the terrain becomes inhospitable, they will leave. Up until that point, they're there for a reason, so embrace it.
They ain't good. Yeah, you can't force them out. Like people will advocate out there, kill this, and all the parasites. You ain't gonna get anywhere that way.
Yeah,
We've been there, done that.
That's an exercise in futility.
Yeah. Well, I just don't like the nauseousness. I mean, they can be there if they want to, just don't make me nauseous.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
well,
I know. That's you
nausea-
have to be slow with the juice and the tea. Sometimes
Yeah.
you take them too fast, it doesn't feel good. You can feel like you want to throw up. I have felt it so many times before.
The
So
nausea-
you want to take it slow, drink your juice slowly, drink your tea slowly, have a little gap between them so they're not overlapping because they're different, And the herbs.
Put a little sodium bicarb in it.
Yeah,
But what?
A little sodium bicarb. Put a little baking soda in it.
Soda.
That'll
Oh,
neutralize
yeah.
any of the acids or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only when needed. I wouldn't be doing it too often.
No.
And
But,
Like once a week?
Well, if you feel it, a couple times a week, the nausea, whatever, use it. But the nausea is a sign of the condition of the terrain.
Mhm.
When you feel nausea, it's just showing, that you're backed up. That's all it is. It's what we like to describe as drowning in your own filth. The body cannot get rid of the obstructions fast enough. That's what the problem is. And that's why, what do we say? Anytime you start feeling healing reactions, what do we need to do? We got to wash more. Make sure you're drinking enough. Make sure you're up on the tinctures. These are all, the things that we're using to help move obstructions. And that's why they're very important. And it's so, the cycles are very important. The dry squeeze, If you're always washing, you're not doing much. You need to dry the squeeze. And then you got to wash.
Okay.
We got to understand that concept. It's so simple, yet so profound and so amazing. If you look at the massive transformations so many people have gone through, going through 108 days, it's because of these cycles that we have in the system, right?
Mhm.
But 108 days jumping in is people have shown us they're not ready for this power.
Well, that's what I thought that you wanted me to start eating. So I've been eating, 3 days a week. I mean, I do my things. I guess maybe I just need to do a longer dry fast. Is that what I need?
No, you need the cycles.
The cycles.
Follow the protocol.
Yeah.
The daily, 12, the 24 weekly, and the 3 days monthly. That's the cycle. That's master fasting.
Yeah, I haven't done the 3 days, but I do the 12-hour and the 1 day or 2, 1.5.
So
I'll just stretch it out.
And if you want, like, if it's really hard for you to do the 3 days, one thing you can do is do your continue with the colon washing. Continue washing your colon.
Colon, you can do the colon feeding. You can't handle the dry.
Okay, all right. I just, I want to fine tune it because it's like 5 or 6 months now. And I thought that I incorporated everything I needed, but I'm glad I asked you all.
Are you moving daily?
I'm trying, yeah, like I went out today to my friend's house and we meditated and I shuffled around the apartment, did laundry. I'm doing what I can do right now. But I have work every day and that requires me to sit and they monitor, my light on. So,
I understand, but I mean movement as in a little bit of exercise.
yeah, how much should I be doing?
Whatever you can.
Yeah, 18, 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, like Steve said, whatever you can. Keep moving.
Okay.
That will help you stay strong.
Lymphatic exercises.
Stagnation is death. Just
Yeah. Okay. I'll try and incorporate more movement too.
Yeah,
Thanks, everybody. I think that'll be good.
Marco, yeah, look at the lymphatic massages, exercises, even massaging. If you don't have a rebounder, there's like swinging the arms. There's a few different lymphatic exercises. Yoga, basically doing yoga, you're going to be moving lymph for many other exercises. But some exercises will help move lymph better than others because when you're going through fasting, when you put yourself in fasting states, that's the time where the body wants to purge. And today's woman are so obstructed with things that are not found in nature and the body cannot recognize. So, eating all this stuff for decades and breathing it in, etc., the body stores all this stuff. And when you get into that fasting state is the only time it's able to purge this stuff. It doesn't purge it while you're eating. It's not at the levels that we have we see with master fasting. Eat when you're eating. This is why we see the magic happen in the fasting state. We can't even put them in the same category. Eating and healing do not belong in the same sentence. I keep saying that over and over, but I don't think many people really understand the profundity of this. All you see around most places, in natural alternative health that they call it, is about things that are missing from your diet and your malnutrition and foods that heal and all this, stuff that is we've thrown it all in the water, back in the water, but put it back in the ground, recycle it. We've already been down those roads. You're only going to go so far in these mythologies, these theories. The soul works without any matter, and the more you dwell, you put yourself in the natural divine state, which is the dry fasting state, and you're alternating with the washing, very, very good, very thoroughly washing yourself, and using all the other tools, you're going to see things moving out easier. If you just imagine that you just do water fasting, go try and do water fast, and then you'll know what I'm talking about, the difference of how inefficient water moves out obstructions. Water fasting in today's woman is not a wise way to fast. We don't even drink water. Remember that. We don't even drink water because we have a new understanding. We're at a whole different understanding. I don't know if you want to call it level or whatever. We're at a whole different understanding of what's out there. And people are always,
water is not efficient at flushing.
People are always falling back to their what they've been taught, what they've read, That's what all of us, we keep going
Mhm.
back to that. Even myself,
Yeah.
it doesn't go away. That crap keeps coming through. When you're in these, especially in these challenging fasting states, all these belief systems will come through and try and sway you to move away from dancing with the soul. Look what's happening on the global scale. What's this all about? There's no talk about diet or health or nutrition, none of that stuff. It's about getting the vaccine out there, inoculating everybody, wearing a mask. What does that have to do with health? Nothing. It has to do with an agenda. So this is what I'm saying. Everybody's in this trans state, in the zombie state, whatever you want to
It's
call
like
it.
hypnotized.
It's hypnotized, yeah, exactly.
Hypnosis,
It's a hypnotic state. And the only way for people to come out of that is usually through a traumatic event, and that's usually the cases for most people to make a change, which could be a traumatic event with the health,
to be traumatic.
or
I mean, there's
that's
enough trauma.
most people that make the change to better healthy lifestyle have gone down that road. Most, not everybody, but most. I was one. So
Yeah, things do not like. I really, really love to see more love and less aggression in this world. And trauma is enough. We're all traumatized enough. Let's get rid of trauma. It's enough. People, let them change whenever they want to change. We are not gods. It's not ours. It's beyond our responsibility. We are responsible for ourselves. People can do whatever they want. They have the power that we have. Our power is not bigger than theirs. It's all equal.
Well,
In God's eyes, we're created equally.
in a world where mob
we all
rules,
have-
it's not going to be a good place to live. If that's the way you think, mob rules. You have no rights. You have to do what we say. We're going to inject you. We're going to feed you poison, corporate food. You're not going to be able to get any more natural foods. So what are you going to do?
Right. Right. They don't want to listen. They don't want to let us have our point of view.
Yeah, but that's up to who? That's up to us.
Mob rules.
That's up to us. Who put them in power? Who put them in power? The people.
The
So
people
the
that are in a
people-
trance.
The people must stand up. We do our part.
I don't vote for
What
any of
can
them.
we do?
We will
can-
stand up.
All we can do is our part. So we do our part.
Right.
Doing
And
our
then, I
part.
mean, what I can't control everything because,
No, the question is, are we even doing our parts? And the answer, even our answers, is we can do much more. So for me, when I do, and when I'm satisfied with what I'm doing, I'm sure I will see this whole world completely different. But first, I must do it. And
well, this is
I do
enough
it.
for me.
And when I do it, that's the best way to influence other people. We can call them sheeple, this and that. It's not. I'm not. God will judge you. We are.
We've all been down that road.
It's beyond us to judge people. That's
We're not judging.
God's job to say they are sheeple. They are this. God knows what's in their hearts. God knows what they're going through. Maybe they're going through a very tough time. Some people.
We mentioned sheeple. We mentioned it in trance.
And in general.
Well, this is a hard road to go down. I mean, I have detoxed before, but this is nothing like nothing.
People made you believe you were detoxing. There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference from true detoxification.
You're right.
And that's why most people cannot handle what MFS information shares with people. They can't handle it. It's too powerful. It's too much of a change, like Steve was saying. The change is dramatic in every single level. If you're not going to be ready to face that decision every single day to keep going, you're not going to maintain it. You're going to make all the excuses, though. I'm missing this in my diet and that. And I see it over and over.
Yes, it's very important to enjoy. And just embrace it, that this is my new lifestyle. Am I able to do it? Because if you're not, then maybe slow down, eat more days and fast less days, because you want to live the way that you really want to live, It's
Well,
not
I'd like to
eating.
walk.
It is
You wanna
beyond,
walk?
it's beyond healing.
Yeah.
Do 108 days, you'll be running.
Absolutely.
It's beyond, okay.
But what are you gonna do after?
So
Are you
why
gonna
do
be
you-
able to handle it?
So why do you recommend it? Most people are not going to do
I'm
what
just
I-
saying, the proof is in the pudding. It's in the plasma pudding. The proof is in the pudding.
The plasma pudding.
It's like, we've seen it hundreds, thousands of times from people. It is what it is. Are you ready for that massive change? And what we've seen, 98, 99%, no.
100%, okay.
Well, I'm sticking with it. I'm going to do it, but you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And we don't
That's
know
probably a good thing as you're going through the,
Absolutely.
You're
Yeah.
right.
because if you knew what was coming, you probably wouldn't do it.
There's a higher plan for you. Just be happy. Let's just be
Janice.
happy and be accepting. Now, I honestly, really, you want to enjoy it. If you feel like it's too much, then back off a little bit, because it's just too much for you. But if like, you have to gauge, and that's hard. That's the hardest part, probably. So whatever you do, trust me, find a place where you are happy and complaining very little about your health. Because if you're going to do this and feeling bad all the time, it is not a good place. You're going to quit, and you're going to just do it and feel miserable. So find your balance with it. Find your balance.
Use the tools. Slow down if you feel you need to. But use the tools. There's a lot of tools available. Many people, we have one on the call, that were bedridden and are no longer bedridden and are able to do things better than they've done in many, many, many years. Why? It wasn't through addition, it was through subtraction. And that's all we focus on. The art of subtraction, living a lifestyle of less is more. Really try and comprehend that. All the challenges that surface are all because of obstructions on the physical, mental, and emotional levels. And there's more levels. We'll just stick with three, the basic stuff. But we're working on, when we get in a fasting state, a divine fasting state, we're working with all levels, from all dimensions. That's why it's so profound and powerful, if you need to understand that. Now, most people who will just stop eating, they're going to die. Because why? Not because of lack of nutrition and all that crap. It's because they drown in their own filth. And because the body cannot get rid of it fast enough. So what master fasting is, it's just a helping hand, a roadmap to help the heavily obstructed woman of today's modern women to assist in removing out obstructions at a safer level, and a more efficient level, much more efficient level, and safe at the same time. But some of us are going to go through big challenging times, and when we go through these challenging times, what do I always say? Jump for frickin' joy. Because the body knows what it's doing, Janice. You just have to what? Trust in your soul. That's it. You have to trust in me. If you don't have that trust in your soul, then you're not going to be able to sustain continuing doing this lifestyle.
You can develop it, and that's
can
why
develop
we
it.
say we do it slowly, so you build your faith. Okay, do it slowly. There is no reason to rush.
Yeah, remember, I'm a newbie.
We're all newbies. 30 years, I'm still a newbie.
Oh, please.
Always something. To learn.
We're-
No, there's always something to learn. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry if I sound like I'm complaining. I just wanted some
No, you don't.
advice. I'm not really complaining because I know what it goes with the territory,
I don't
but
think
I
you're
just
complaining.
wanted some advice.
Yeah,
You don't sound
Thank
like you're
you.
complaining. Don't worry about
people
Okay.
people we've had so many people go down the fruit avenue or the raw food avenue, and then some of them the fruit avenue, some of them the fruit and herb avenue, and they've been dancing around with that for some of them years and couldn't get anywhere, right? And then they come over here and bang. Yeah, Haranka, everything starts changing because we understand of the basics of the cause, which is V equals P take away O, the obstructions, and how we understand now how to unlock and get those obstructions to move out. We have the basic understanding. We don't know it. We have a very basic understanding. And with that basic understanding, we're able to allow the soul to shine like never before. I've never seen anything happen before master fasting at these levels of what people have gone through in transformations. I haven't seen it. You would hear something once in a blue moon here and there, but you would not see it at the rate that we've seen it. Like we've smashed all belief systems. We've smashed everything in this whole industry of this so-called detoxification industry. People can't even say anything anymore about master fasting. People just come to mass fast. I've heard mass fast is the top, stuff like that. That's what we hear. Before we were getting bashed and bashed and bashed, and all those people are all quiet now because you guys have shown it's nothing to do with me. I just shared my experience of following this roadmap of what can happen. That's all we've done. That's all we're all doing. We're just sharing our experiences. We don't know anything. We just trust in the soul to do all the work because we've went down the road of all the knowledge and all the sciences and all that. And most
Yeah.
of it was all caca. It just got us in more trouble. Look, everybody's wearing freaking masks out there because of the sciences. Come on.
But there, there is order. It's not just listening to your soul. Like there's order in the master fast. It's based on a 30 years experience. It's put together based on experiences, and then people's experiences as well. In the past 5 years. So all
Yeah,
together.
amazing teachers and other people's experiences. It's all intertwined. That's why we say
Well-
we know nothing.
Well, thank you for all the advice.
Yeah, and I hope you start. Your ankle heals.
Stay-
It's
Well, they will. I mean, it's not like I'm going anywhere really.
Yeah, stay focused. Be prepared. If we may go in a long lockdown, it may happen.
I know.
And we can't go anywhere. Be prepared.
How much of the plasma pudding are you doing? Are you taking?
Well, two.
Move it up a little.
That's what I would do, move it up.
Yeah.
Two.
Absorb more.
Well, I
You
can
got
do
too much
2 and a
stuff.
half. That's about it.
Yeah. See, move it up slowly. Get up to
Okay.
the maximum if you can, up to 4. You need more things to absorb coming through you. It'll help.
Okay.
Some days.
Can I take 2 of them then? Two
2 times. Yeah, if you
twos?
need to do it twice a day, sure. It's
Okay.
If you can do it once a day, do it once. But if you feel you need to do it twice a day, no problem. Do it twice a day.
Well, I just can't do a 4. Oh, I can't do a 4.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
We do what we can. It's all good. All good.
Okay. Thank you.
The plasma pudding was another huge debate thing that people trying to get me into at the beginning. Oh, it's just the plasma pudding coming out. Yeah, okay. That's why people's bones are straightening out, nerves are regenerating, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's because the plasma puddings, that's what's coming out. Yeah, that's what the intellect will make you believe. Yeah, the plasma pudding's coming out. I made a video on it way back. It has to come out, but it's going through you for a reason that is not understood by most. That plasma pudding is one integral and very important part of the master fast system.
One thing I can guarantee you is that everybody who did a long master fast, and that's because that's what we did in the past, but everybody who did a long master fast had zero doubt about the plasma pudding coming out, by itself, clean, the stuff that came out of us, the amount of mucus, like slugs, and then the long ropes, and then you know, whitish,
Parasites.
whitish, like,
Whatever it is.
yeah, like threads, you know, what is that? What is that? And the smell and the bile, which is like dark, yellow color, yellow green. What's called
Yeah, I guess you've seen it all.
Oh yeah, and the smell, it was unbelievable. You will know. You will know when you're digging deep with the releases.
Went the wrong way.
Yes.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Just stay the course, that's all, stay the course, follow the protocol.
Okay, I am. I'm staying the course.
Keep the faith, trust, and use the tools.
Okay, got you. Thanks, guys.
If you come back and if you look at yourself in 5 months, you're still in the same condition. What are we going to tell you? The same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can't tell you a timeline.
I know. Wasn't asking for that. Just, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing how our answer is always the same.
But-
You know, if somebody tells me that, you know, let's say I get diagnosed with something, right? And I haven't been to the doctor since I started the master fast almost 5.5 years ago. But yeah, let's say I get some symptom. What do? Absolutely the
Nothing.
same as what I'm doing right now. Let's say I fall off the master fast. What would I do? I would get back on.
That's it.
Okay, but if I'm just living it and loving it, I'll just keep going. I wouldn't even consider doing more master fasting because I feel like, you know what, I'm digging deep, and that's good for me, and I'm happy about that. You know? You want to find that place where you feel happy and satisfied where you are, whatever level, you know, whatever you choose. Um, but find your way where you balance both fasting and eating if you want. I was impressed actually. You know, I love to talk about Diane because I see her. I look up to her. She's really beautiful, consistent, and happy and patient. Um, um, and when she reached 1 year doing level 4, I think, more or less, I think she had a few up and low, but she completed 1 year for the first time after I think 4 years she's been on. She joined us, and I was, you know, I like to know what she wanted to do next, you know, and her plan was exactly the same. After 1 year, she just wants to continue. You know, she doesn't even care. You know, she was happy where she is, even with the level. She was happy where she's at for now. Maybe in the future she will increase it or lower. I believe maybe increase it, but she's very happy where she is, and I believe that's very important, to find a place to be content and happy and
Yeah.
satisfied where you are.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Gotcha.
and that's for all of us. You know, for all of us.
All righty. Well, I'll let somebody else talk, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I really, you know, it's pretty sad to hear sometimes that some people are struggling with their cleansing and releases.
That's
You
not
know?
sad. It's
It's
amazing.
all right.
I know, but you know, you don't want to be having pain, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I know that goes with the territory. I was just wondering if there was other things I could do to maybe help.
I would do also maybe castor oil.
108 days.
I don't know if you, Gino, stop.
Hey,
How about
I'm serious.
how do you, Gino? Okay, you go ahead tomorrow. Gino's doing tomorrow. 108 days. Okay, Gino. 108.
I'm just saying.
Oh no, please go ahead, do it. Okay. Yeah. So.
But I got things, so that's good. Thank you, you guys.
Have you tried castor oil on your kidneys? Because I think it's your kidneys. I'm sure it's your kidneys.
Yeah, I
Bowel
had
fluids,
once.
liver.
Yeah, I need to do that again.
Yeah, I would do at least 3 days a week.
Okay.
Sleep with
3
it.
days on, 3 days off, 3 days
Sleep-
on, 3 days off. Keep
Sleep,
cycling.
sleep with it. Sleep with it. I used to sleep with it. I put it on my kidneys and just sleep with it. It would, the heat would go on for like 2 hours, I think, and then I just sleep with it, and then in the morning I clean it up.
Okay.
But it
All right,
really
I'll do
helps.
that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's your kidneys, especially when you have difficulties peeing, you know, and that goes back to your bowels, you know.
Right. Right.
Medications, a lot of medications in the past. It was that you were taking.
Oh, thyroid medication. I take it every day.
No, but
I
anything
mean,
else?
I'm trying to wean myself off because no doctor around here is going to do it.
Oh,
They're
okay, hold
just
on. So
gonna.
you're taking medications.
Just thyroid?
Yeah, I have had thyroid since I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah, so there's a lot of obstruction.
Well,
We're
yeah,
dealing with.
that's a lot of, you know, when you take drugs, it's not easy.
I don't know what to do. I
Is
mean,
that exactly what we've suggested? But is there any other medications and drugs you've taken in your life?
oh, please.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All that has to be moved out.
They have a background like me.
Yeah, but you know what?
Uh-huh.
I think,
Yeah.
you know, when you're taking hormones for that long, of course, it's affecting you.
See,
So I would really work on that one.
Okay.
That's a big one. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you can move towards the glandulars or something to replace the,
I wouldn't use glandulars.
okay, but maybe learn how to wean
Elaine
off.
just typed in, when I started MFS, I was taking thyroid. I weaned myself off.
How long were you taking them, Elaine?
I was taking them for 6 years.
It's a long
Yeah.
time.
I didn't go to the doctor. I just cut back by a tiny little bit every week. Just slowly, till one day I was off of them.
There you go. So for Janice, maybe do it every couple or every 3 weeks because you've been on it for so long.
I mean, you have to learn to do some homework because you were on it for a long time. You've been on it for a long time.
You got to take charge
Do
of.
some homework.
Okay.
I'm sure there are many people who got off them. On Masterfast, I know somebody else as well who did it. We don't see her very often now. She's not in the group, but I know someone else who got off of them as well, and she was taking them also for a very long time, and it was very hard for her to come off them. She was a nurse.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Everything is possible. Everything is, do we really want it?
Took me about 2 years to stop the sleeping that I was on.
Things are going to take the time it takes. And honestly, when we go through healing reactions, what we call them, what are they, the other word they use? I don't remember it anymore.
Detox symptoms. What do you mean? Yeah. Healing reactions.
Well, healing reactions are when you are in a fasting state. The body knows what it's doing. That's why we call them healing reactions. Healing crisis, that's it. The healing crisis is when you're going down the road of big pharma cartel. The body's trying to do whatever it can to stay alive. Those are healing crises.
While taking the medication.
Yeah, when you're fasting state, these are healing reactions, whether you want to believe it or not. And some of them, because we've taken pharma cartel meds in the past, we're gonna feel those, coming out of the body. There's cases of people who fasted and didn't take a certain drug or something for like 30, 40 years. And then in the fasting state, they start tasting that drug coming out. And there's many cases like that when people fast, all kinds of stuff. So we have to embrace these times and jump for joy because the body knows exactly what it's doing. If it didn't, you wouldn't be able to sustain yourself. You would need the medical tyrants to tell us how to eat, how to breathe, when to eat, when to breathe, and so on and so forth, and what to take. But the humans have been living for many thousands of years, if not longer, and we didn't have any of these scientists and doctors before 100 years or so.
The bile, when we go deep on the master fast, especially after a long dry, even the 24-hour dry, when you're doing the master fast regularly, consistently, like the lifestyle, the bile smells like chemicals. It really smells very bad. It makes you think, what is this stuff and how is it inside me? How can this smell be inside a human body? It's like, honestly, it's like a dead flesh sometimes.
It's all the stagnation.
So the dead flesh, it's like, it's really amazing how the body can still function with such a bad, horrible smell.
That's the
inside.
amazing thing.
And you're doing, sometimes, you're like long in that, like actually the longer you go, the deeper the big, like the deeper these stuff, like the deeper the releases, the more intense the smell. Like after 2 months, after 3 months, when you're doing it consistently, it's really, it still amazes me. Even after 5 years, of doing this, it's still amazing. It's still amazing how like this smell is inside a human body. You forget about it because most of the time it doesn't happen, but when it happens, it still shocks me, and I'm sure it shocks so many people who, especially before, used to do the long master fast, right? They were more shocked than most people in the group now, because they're doing this long fast and still the body is purging so much garbage, so much like really nasty stuff,
Yeah, there's some really interesting things happen. Like people through fasting, they've gotten blind temporarily, paralyzed temporarily, etc., etc., etc. Just extreme stuff, but temporary because the body went in a state that it's moving on a certain obstruction, and it can hit the the optic nerves where you don't see, or the spinal cord, and so you can't walk, et cetera, et cetera. This happens if you understand what's going on. It's not a pleasant place to be, especially if, let's say, you're on your own. What do you do? People get paranoid and they get scared.
Yeah, I mean
that's the challenge when
yeah.
You're in a very obstructed state. Something like that comes along, and I've seen people going down those routes, and some of them fell in the trap of the doctors because that's all they had, because they're on their own and they had no alternative to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And they get back talked into their deficient and all that crap, and they need all the nutrition.
I mean, some people die, guys. Some people not like outside the master fast, but we have seen over the years, some people die. So even teachers, like in this field, they die because
we're all gonna die.
But they're living in harmony, and then they freak out when something bad happens, and they end up in the doctor. And when you go them,
that's why, because they believe something
seriously.
Bad happens. That's why. The fear eats them.
Yeah.
If you have the understanding, the soul knows what it's doing. I'm trusting this. I'm going to keep going. That's where everything changes. Yeah. That's why we have groups. That's why we're here every week.
Yeah, but sometimes
every day on the page.
Sometimes I think there's not enough experience, with certain things. Like, for example, dry fasting. Okay, some people, I think, because of the lack of time and experience and practice, they can freak out when they do maybe a long dry, and maybe end up in doctors, and that's a horrible place to be at that time, because your body is very sensitive, and you go on drugs or whatever, you're going to be more
put yourself in a big challenge.
Yeah, you're going to be more sensitive to these drugs, and you can easily die. I mean, there are people who have died dry fasting.
Yeah, you can't talk somebody out of fear all the time. And for some people, they need to go to the ER. I would never recommend it, but if they're in such that fear state, and there's no amount of words that you're gonna able to assist them, help them. They
That's
need to go to
why-
ER. They need to go
that's
through
why
that experience.
it's best to do it gently so you can build your faith on your own. You cannot learn this by reading the Master Fast Protocol alone. You have to experience it. That faith you have to build, and it comes with time. It
Mhm.
comes with practice.
So my first MFS, on day 10, I didn't lose control of my body. I lost control of my mind. And I was absolutely terrified. I started hearing things, seeing things that weren't there.
There
I
you go.
lost control of where space was. Like I
Yep.
couldn't even move because I was afraid I would just fall through the floor. And I took some celery juice, but it was because my husband coaxed me to stay. He said, just drink some celery juice because he read the protocol for me. I was completely freaking out.
Wow. Awesome.
And then it passed after about 5 hours. But I didn't time too. I couldn't perceive time. Everything was,
Wow.
That's usually drugs, the chemicals in the system
yeah.
are moving through. Yeah. Yeah, people freak out. You know, can you imagine you'd have nobody there?
Oh, I might have gone to the hospital.
Or maybe imagine your husband is not supporting you. He's like completely against you, because that happens too. And that will be even more stressful for you.
You know,
Mhm.
Even more stressful for you.
Yeah, I was lucky because he was saying, no, you got to stick this through. I'll help you. I was lucky.
awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
This is the important thing of, especially when you're with a partner or, you know, living with family. It would be great if you can get their support to at least some degree, but most people would go through the fear state, be running to the ER in that situation.
Mhm.
Most people, 99% at least.
Mhm. I think I would have. Well,
Yeah.
something really interesting has happened with my husband, actually. Because I'm in this MFS lifestyle, like he's never wanted to do MFS, but he hardly eats anymore. He's just moving more and more away from food.
Who's this?
And he's my husband,
Oh, okay.
and he's started doing enemas. So
Awesome.
it's like just naturally he's gravitating. I know.
Because of your fields.
Amazing.
Is that what it is?
Of course.
You're living
Yeah.
by example.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk. It's all done in the fields.
Mhm. Amazing.
You're communicating from your soul to his soul, and it's that information is coming down to him. So he's doing it in the physical.
Yeah.
We know when you're doing it together, when you're living together, when one person's doing it, it's helping the others, right? We're elevating the other souls because of our field strength goes higher, and the
Yeah.
stronger always feeds the weaker.
I believe
It's-
that's what leading by example means, right? It's through the fields. You're leading by example. It's not only physical.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because he has an easier time than I do. But the way he talks, he's like, I don't want anything to do with it yet. He's hardly eating. I know. It's so bizarre.
Okay, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's
Yeah.
ready, if he's ready,
Right.
you know, it's cutting down food. That's a big step for most people aren't willing to do.
Hmm.
Cutting down the food that we consume. That's the biggest challenge that we all have. So, you know, that's a big step in the right direction. You know, if
Yeah.
everybody would reduce their food consumption, like we said, 50%. Everybody, whatever they're eating, just reduce it by 50%. You're going to see a lot more healthy people just doing that. Yeah.
To a healthier planet. Too.
You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
it may come by force, so be ready.
We're ready.
Be ready and embrace it, and you know, we'll get through it.
Mhm.
Whatever comes, we'll get through it. The Luciferic globalist agendas, whatever you want to call them, they believe they can overcome the light. There's no freaking way, man. No way. No way.
You think they know better? Maybe they do,
Yeah.
but they still are swimming against.
The Luciferic
The stream.
intellect believes it knows better. Yep.
Well, they've already lost. We just got to remind them that, that's all.
Exactly. Exactly. Let them play it out.
They already know God won long time ago. They're just playing.
The energies, in the planets and everything is just not in line with anything they want to do. Nothing. So we just have to be
It's in line with the light.
resilient and continuously focusing on the light. Plasma love always flowing, elevate their souls, elevate their souls, elevate their souls. And you're going to see things like what just Elaine started saying about her husband. That's what happens. That's a perfect example. Thanks for sharing, Elaine. That's a beautiful example. The stronger fields will influence the weaker. Always, always. Diabolic, agendas or whatever, people, that's not strong fields. Those are very, very weak, low level fields. And they need to be fed. And they will suck from the stronger fields. So, we continuously do that, elevating their souls over and over and over. And we'll see the shift because it's going to take the time it takes in this realm. I think if, from my understanding, the shift of energy, we're going to be upgraded as a whole of humanity. There are going to be people that are ready for it and people not. So once we get upgraded on the spiritual level, we'll see things happening faster and faster and faster. If when I go back in the memory of childhood, a day used to take like forever to go by. Now months are going by like freaking days.
Yeah.
Right? Because everything's speeding up. It's faster and faster and faster. Like it's just amazing. There's just no comparison. So time is an illusion. It's just we are in a different state, and our understanding and our awareness is expanding. So seems like everything's going faster and faster and faster. Things are happening faster, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's all good. We will we'll all get through this. We got to continuously, the group meditations are awesome. They're very powerful. We have, when's the eclipse? On Monday? Monday's
then
this
season
full moon
change.
solar eclipse.
Season change the Monday after.
Yeah, it's a big month. Big month. So
Before the new year.
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and so the full moon towards the end.
29th, I think, is full moon.
Yeah.
30th.
So try to dry fast for 10 days.
30th, throughout the Christmas.
That's time.
Yeah,
Just go for the season change, and then you got the full moon. So
you're gonna do it. You want to do it?
Dry fast.
Can I say something about the weekly schedule?
Of course.
So I experienced real challenges with that. Like when I set myself a goal of, well, my goal for 2020 was 9 days a month, and I've far surpassed that. I think I've already done about 140 MFS days.
Wow.
But the weekly schedule is so challenging for me. I usually end up skipping day after day, and then I just do like 2.5 weeks at a time, and then I go on to the next month, and the same thing happens. So
What do you mean by
So you-
weekly schedule? Like the
So you do 2.5 weeks of MFSing liquids?
yeah, in a month instead of, let's say, 4 days or 3 days a week.
Well, if that's working for you, Elaine, continue.
Yeah, it seems to work better for me.
Yeah.
Are you happy with it?
I am happy with it.
beautiful.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong. Like we before we had it written out with the weeklies and the cycles and all the different things. But we read it and we wrote it now in the level way. But you can move those around. There's no set in stone thing. We all have to find a way to make it work for ourselves. And for everyone's going to be different. Some people like the weekly thing is going to be very difficult. Yeah. And some people are going to thrive with it. So it doesn't matter. Find a way that's going to work for you. If you're doing two and a half weeks a month of on liquid and massive fasting, that's great. That's you're only eating less than half the month. So that's huge. It's awesome.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I seem to gain momentum, like either doing fasting or eating, and it's so challenging for me to flip back and forth on a
Oh, yeah, I know.
more
But
frequent basis.
but you still have to do it in the monthly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you still have to go through that hump, and maybe the hump is bigger than with the weekly ones because you eat more days. I mean, when you eat, for me, like eating many days in a row, I feel like is definitely I would go. I would not be a goal of mine after doing long master fasts. I can't see. Yeah, I would definitely do more fasting than eating for, let's say, 1 week in a row, because it's just too much food, too much eating. Yeah, but whatever, of course, whatever. If you still can fast and eat and find a balance with that, absolutely, whatever works.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Kelly, one of the moderators. She was doing Divine 9 cycles, which is 9 days a month. She's the one who came up with it, I think. She was doing 9 days a month, and she was happy with it. She found balance with it. I don't know if she's still doing it, but she was doing it for a while. Yeah, and I remember you were doing that as well. So whatever works, right? For me, I like also another thing is consistency. So every day of the week, doing something similar, because otherwise I can go up and down, fall off. So let's say every Tuesday, dry fasting. Every weekend I eat, just to keep it consistent. Because otherwise, if I eat any day I want, I can feel horrible, and it ruins my week. Yeah. So these were challenges. I prefer consistency.
Yeah.
Well, it could be consistent week. You can be consistent by the month, as long as you're consistent.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever works for
you. Whatever. Yeah, it's in your mind, I guess. The way you control it.
Routines are good.
Yeah.
Changes in both of them. Yeah, there is change in both for sure. I mean, fasting and eating, that's a lot of change, right?
Oh yeah.
So you're learning a lot by changing.
You throw an autistic
Child,
man or woman off a routine, man.
absolutely.
Big challenge you're gonna have.
Like Marco? Yeah, Marco.
They need their routines.
Yeah, Marco, he's very stubborn. Yeah, he likes his way, and everything done in a certain way. If you change it a little bit, it takes some time to change. They don't. They are stressed enough. They have enough challenges.
Yeah.
So they want the easy way.
I had an experience with eating fat. I've almost had no fat this whole year, 2020, but then someone gave me a bag of kale chips and I ate the whole thing. My entire mouth broke out in canker sores. That was over a week ago and I still have them. Oh, it's really bad.
Yeah, could be
Lesson learned. I hope.
Yeah.
Till the next time.
salt and everything else in there.
Oh,
Oils,
yeah, it could have been the
not
salt.
good stuff.
No,
Yeah,
but
a little bit
also
of
the
everything.
fat, the fat and the salt.
Oh
both.
yeah.
That
Uh-huh.
salt alone is a little bit more innocent, easier than the
Yeah.
fat. Fat, boy.
Tasted great though, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, did it ever play the whole thing?
Yeah, they're good kale chips, but yeah,
I thank God I never got into them.
Oh,
eaten them
yeah.
a few times in my whole life.
They're good.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Mm. I love crispy stuff, but I definitely avoid the fat.
What's
Like it's hard to get something crispy without fat. Gotta be creative.
dehydrated?
Yeah, but still, all the dehydrated stuff that you buy in like raw food,
No, you gotta make your own.
they're all full of fat. Even if it's a little bit like maybe sunflower seed. No, I mean flax seeds.
Yeah, the raw
They're
food
still-
restaurant downtown Toronto closed up.
The first one
The first
ever
one,
live.
it went under.
Oh, wow.
But
110,000 in this country have closed permanently so far, restaurants, 110,000.
Well, we had 250,000 businesses go bankrupt across Canada. The first lockdown. I don't know what it's at now.
yeah, restaurants. Mm.
Sanity.
Are people getting subsidized from the government up there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not here.
I don't know how much they're getting subsidized. I think many people here are already in a fear state.
Yeah.
But there is some help for sure. They keep, I think they give lots of loans
Yeah, they
easily.
keep raising taxes in a pandemic,
Lots of
so-called pandemic.
lots of loans. So that the banks, for
No,
example,
I mean on an individual basis, people that have been put out of work.
They've had the CERB, what they called it, that went on for so many weeks, and then they ended that. Now you have to do it through the unemployment. You have to qualify, whatever stipulations.
All those avenues have expired down here, so these people are out on their own,
Everything's expired.
everything. And this freaking government can't get anything together, can't do anything, they haven't done anything, zero.
Is that supposed to be done federally or by the state?
Well, on the federal level, they just can't get it together. The states only have so long, 26 weeks, I believe, with unemployment, and then that's it. That's the term. That's all you're allowed. And then the Fed was taking over. When that ran out, the federal was kicking in. Plus, they were subsidizing along with the 26 weeks. But since it expired, I think it expired. It's been a while now.
Yeah, this one, the second part, it's up until March, I believe, or June. I can't remember.
Oh no, we're out. They have just shut everything down.
Yeah, but
All
after
the
that-
eviction moratoriums are expired, have expired, or the rest of it expired at the end of the month.
well, once they decide to cut it off here, what's
Millions and millions of people ready to, as soon as that moratorium is lifted, right into the eviction process.
Yeah,
Some states have prolonged, have stopped it on their own. But
yeah. Well, what's going to happen at the end when they decide to cut it off up here? What are these people going to do?
they're probably gonna
that's what
have
they
universal.
don't. They're in the damn, they're in the breadlines.
It's just, it's just
Universal.
prolonged. It's just prolonging the inevitable.
But it's in universal income is the plan, no?
If
Yeah.
that's the plan.
But I don't know what they're doing exactly behind the scenes, but it looks like this is the next plan.
Sure.
They know that people
But-
cannot support themselves because they got them out of work.
Put them in such a
Many
poor
people.
state that they have to go to handouts.
So is it similar in the States as well? They're thinking of universal income at some point?
Well, they're doing what they can, but don't forget that, just like no state is solvent. Everything is insolvent. So, but see, the feds they could just conjure it out of thin air, right? The states cannot do that because they don't have the printing press. So the states are bound. They can't do it. They just can't do it. So it can only be done at a federal level. And they're just so inept, they can't even agree on any kind of aid whatsoever, so-called aid anyway.
Yeah, it's big challenging times that we're all in. The solutions, in talking about solutions in the matter state, what options is there for solutions?
None that was created in this state. It can't be resolved in this state.
Exactly. This is not the first time something like this has gone on in the history of humans. It cycles it, it's happened in the past where humans are put through this stuff like this. And, what does it tell us? It tells us that we don't learn. We keep going through it every so many years, or hundreds of years, or thousands of years, or whatever.
Time to really learn, right? Time to change.
It's the time to
time for a change. It's enough.
move in the era of PLAF, peace, balance, correct conduct. There's nothing else. There's nothing else I see. We're just going to be fiddling our thumbs to the inevitable. If we, if push comes to shove now and this revolution happens, you're going to see a lot of people wake up when that happens. They're going to be forced to, right? Bang. Oh, maybe I should have listened to that guy without the mask. Right? That's what's going to happen. That guy was actually right. He was trying to help us.
It's not about who's right and who's
It's
wrong.
not about right or it's nothing to do with that. It's, I don't know how you can put it. We can all be wrong too. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, there's what's at play here is not of the physical, is not of the matter state.
Oh no, this is way beyond the matter state.
Yeah, it's a spiritual.
This is God right there.
War, or whatever you want. I don't know if there's wars in the spirit realm, but it's a spiritual war, if you want to put it that way.
The age-old good versus evil.
It has always been a spiritual war.
Always.
Beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of man
Always is.
on earth, but I feel like it's worse than ever. No, I don't know. Like it's got to the extreme where like it's time to do something. It's time to change and go towards the light and the path of God. It's about time.
A lot of what's happening fits with the book of Revelation. Whether that was a playbook and they're just adapting the tactics to the script, or it's prophecy.
Well, it's interesting if you read Revelations. What's happening now is you can take off a lot of sections in there.
That's what I said. It's either the script,
yeah,
or it's either prophecy or they've adapted to the script. That's all.
Right. No, I know, man. I'm just saying, we can take off a lot, right? It's all there. Everything that's in play right now is interesting. So, is it a script or is it prophecy? It's one of them.
One of them.
The pen is mightier than the sword. A book, the Bible's one of the most.
Back, even with the pandemic, if you go back, they told you it was coming. They told you what was coming. Fauci said during Trump's
Yep.
term, there will be a pandemic, and they're already set the stage for the second one. But it'll be in the cyber realm. It won't be in the physical.
But I was saying about the power of the pen. If we look at the Bible, I think it's one of the most sold books, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much more power do you want? Even if it was a script, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How many people read the Bible day in and day out?
A lot,
How much energy is put into that?
a lot.
So emotion is creation. Intent and emotion is creation. People reading that with intent and emotion and belief system. Whether it's a prophecy or script, it doesn't matter.
Not really.
We don't have to figure out what it is, but I'm just trying to put in a perspective how powerful if it's just a script. That's why we're getting what we're getting from that.
Mhm.
And this is why there's 6 corporations who run all
Media.
mainstream news media. Think of the power of that. If you want to influence something,
Even your weather is. You know who runs the Weather Channel? There's Weather Channel. One of them, Raytheon, freaking Raytheon. Raytheon, which produces the chemicals that they spray in the sky. Owns the Weather Channel.
nothing surprises me.
Forecast scripts come from Raytheon. And if you look across the country, it's just a script. There's no more predictive. It's a script because
They're controlling the weather,
Of course.
absolutely,
so they write what's gonna happen before it happens.
absolutely.
They've been doing it a long time.
We have, where I live, it is so extremely rare now to get 2 days of clear skies. Very rare, a couple times a year, that's it.
Mm.
There was a video I watched a couple of days ago or so, somebody sent. One was in Italy and another European country, and they were scraping the tops of their cars with a credit card. You see it?
No,
It was all like a dust, and
Yeah.
then they get a magnet, and it sticks to the magnet.
heavy metals.
This is how much metals they're.
The main ingredient in that is aluminum.
Well, aluminum's not magnetic.
No, but I'm saying but cobalt is, and cobalt is in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
But one of the main ingredients is aluminum because it's reflective abilities. But
Yeah.
aluminum is also a very powerful desiccant. So as it's filtering down through the air column and settling into the forest, it's, besides just killing it, it's dry, it's desiccating everything. Boom, you have these fires, these wildfires.
Yeah.
And also what they found with bees in the wild is they are exhibiting Alzheimer's.
Bees?
Bees. Yeah, aluminum is the biggest contributor to Alzheimer's on the planet.
Wow.
If there was no aluminum, no Alzheimer's in the 100-year lifespan.
Wow.
And you're breathing it with every single breath you take.
We can purge it out,
It's crazy, crazy, crazy.
but
But if it's happening every day, every day, every day.
But it's again, see now you go, they can't do this unless every government is in collusion with each other because it's done on a planetary scale.
Barium's another one they're using. Is barium magnetic?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's another one.
Barium in there, cobalt, it's just a whole cocktail. And Raytheon produces the bulk of those chemicals
Yeah. Interesting.
or ingredients.
We are,
Not to mention the bombs.
yeah.
How insidious have we allowed things to become?
Yeah. We've allowed
We
this to
are
all
asleep.
happen.
We are asleep to all this.
Because they let you have the middle class. Once you had the middle class, everybody was just happy to have their house and their 2 cars in the garage and their 2 weeks vacation.
I would say honestly, I believe the older people today are more responsible for what's going on than anyone else.
Yeah.
Because they lived through this the most and they were quiet about it. Yeah, there are still.
Well, the other part is the ones that were protesting everything in the sixties are the ones that are in power today. If you think about what they were protesting in the sixties, and now they are the ones that are in power. And they've totally flipped,
They sold out.
absolutely.
Mm.
So going back to what Ronna just said, we can go back, not just to the baby boomers themselves, but to their parents, because their parents made their lives too easy because of World War II.
Yeah. Path of least resistance.
Mhm.
Follow the money.
Prior to World War II, there was no middle class or no viable middle class. It was the two-tier structure.
And most of the kids today are also not.
Well, now you're way beyond, because now you're down to the
they're
genetics are just so weakened.
yeah, they're quite careless about what's happening.
Yeah.
Like people.
But they're the ones that are gonna change. Ironically.
Yeah, God knows. God knows. I feel we have more motivation than some people in their 20s. Teenagers, they're sick and tired already.
Amazing times we're in. Amazing, amazing.
At least they're becoming a little more health conscious.
Health conscious.
Kids, yeah.
Mm,
The kids are way health conscious, absolutely.
mm.
I see more vegetarians at 10 years old
Yeah,
than you do at
that's right.
50.
Than ever before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like vegetarian 31 years ago. What's that? People.
A lot of it's natural. It's not forced on them. It's of their choosing.
Yeah, you know, in the Western countries, but you know, like India and China, they had huge populations of vegetarians, vegans, going back thousands of years. And when the Western countries, no, it's
Well, also you have the paleo movement, which is huge, right? And the keto.
Yeah.
So some kids are into that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
mhm.
But which you know, for them it's also healthy. So at least they care a little bit more about their diet, to change their diet, right? To give up, let's say, bread.
Yeah.
Mm. Meditation.
Tatiana, what's happening?
Oh, emotional releases.
Beautiful.
Oh, this is the real challenge, guys. Like,
You
really,
better believe it.
oh, things I haven't felt for like I don't know, 8 years. But I hope that's them coming to the surface and like leaving, not
Well, embrace,
replenishing in their strength.
embrace to let them flow. But there's levels. There's levels. It goes layers and layers.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
So don't worry. It can go in phases. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Understand what's happening. That's all. That it's part of the the journey. It's all part of the journey.
Yeah.
We're not going to hold on to this thing and try and stop it. No, we let it flow.
Yeah.
Stagnation is disease.
Absolutely. I'm trying to, like love on it and let it go. Yeah, because I think also the reason why there was experiencing these things in the past was because of trying to suppress it, trying to like they're not okay. So the more we think they're not okay, the more it intensifies, the bigger the block. So
All
it's
the
like,
time you
it's
bury
okay,
it.
you're okay, it's okay. And I feel like I'm facing a lot of mirrors about myself, and I also have to say that's okay. And then the real challenge is look in the mirror and say it's okay, it's still God.
Mhm.
This is why the first question is,
Not easy stuff.
yeah, how's your family life been?
Yeah, yeah, and I realize
It's usually the
Forget about the
family.
physical.
That is not easy stuff.
yep, this is where it is. So yeah, any for all the people that have been through this for a while now, I would love your stories and your wisdom.
Yeah, but most people don't want to go through it.
Yeah.
You don't want to because the
To the-
physical pain is easier to handle.
Mm.
So they put themselves back through the physical pain. We've all gone through this, all of us. Yeah, go pig out and go through the physical pain, emotions stop flowing and coming to the surface. And we can keep going down those cycles. And that's what our ancestors have been doing, right? For millennia. And of course, it's not easy. We have all that attachment to us. And it's okay. It's okay because as we raise our field strength, we raise the field strength of all our ancestors. How's that? It's amazing. Or we can continue going down the same path and accumulate for the next generation after us. Choice is always ours to either way we want to go, and it's an empowering place to be. Some people may feel helpless, and it's only because they don't have the understanding, they don't have the support, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So why do you think we're doing this every week? It's for the few that have a little bit of understanding that, yeah, this is a lifetime journey and we need to work on this every single day we put our feet on the floor. If you understand that, you're on the right track. And if you make the decision that I'm going to continue no matter how difficult it gets, I may fall off here and there, but I'm going to continue. And that's it, just continue. And that's what I've done. I fell off a gazillion times. Who cares? Keep going. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
These are the things that push people back into active alcoholism.
Yeah.
And drug addiction.
Emotions. The physical pain is easier to handle.
Guilt, shame, remorse.
Yeah.
The big three.
And hopefully, not hopefully, but what happens, it happens on a subconscious level. They're trying to kill themselves.
Yep.
Right. So they can get rid of the pain, the emotional pain. This is what we're all doing to some degree through eating, obstructive foods. It's slow suicide. Smoking, drinking, it's all else, is taking drugs, whatever. It's all slow suicide. Some of them are quicker than others. The more obstructive, the quicker the killing. In Steve's case, nothing could kill him. That's why he's still here. He's gone through it all. But I've gone through quite a bit, but I take my hat off to you, Steve. Like I said, there's not many people I know that are alive that did what you did. Like it's that's a lot. It's a lot for that many years. Wow.
And the physical part of it's just nothing.
Yeah.
The physical part is nothing. The emotional part is everything.
Yes. So,
And I think, and I can probably, well, speak for myself. It was about learning how to come to some semblance of self-forgiveness.
mm-hmm.
And that sense of worth. That was huge. That was a huge breakthrough for me. I never felt worthy of it, never felt worthy of the love of God.
How many people are in that position now?
Bulk of the planet.
Faith. That's the faith, right?
That's why we're at where we're at. I feel so.
I've only scratched the surface of it, and it was only in this 108.
But you had a taste, and that was
So I had to take one.
that was the point, and that's really all you need. You want the taste of it, and then you can, you know what it feels like, so you can go to it anytime.
Yes.
How did it happen, Stu? Like, if you care to share, or if it's even possible to describe.
It's hard to describe.
you
Very
moved-
hard to articulate.
Yeah. That.
A lot of it happened after I picked up the yoga practice.
Yeah, that really helps too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just God put the right teacher in my path.
Mhm.
She teaches from a spiritual level that I've never experienced. That's funny. I think I mentioned it before, but she calls her mat the mirror, her mirror. I wonder where I heard that before.
Mhm.
So it fit right in, you know. It's just like, all right, I'm supposed to be here. Past, I found her as I found her when I was after I started the first fast, January of last year. And I was looking for colonics, and she was the third one that I had a list that I picked for. I was looking for something close to the area where I lived. She was not really close to where I physically lived, but she was close to where I work. So that's how I ended up going there. And that's who I chose. And it's blossomed into such a friendship like I've never experienced, especially at this stage of life. It's such a gift.
Beautiful.
And once this shutdown started, because I never even gave yoga a thought, you know, because I was going to the gym for forever. So when I lost the ability to do that, I said, what the hell, I'll try the yoga. And we started doing it on Zoom, which was okay. She has a private studio in her house, so we started going up there.
Do you do private classes,
I
Steve?
do, yes,
How often?
twice a week. And the others, the rest I do here. Then I turned this room into a little yoga studio. And it's just, there's something in that. And it's her. She's a channel. She's part of the lineage. She's the conduit. Absolutely. I felt it when I walked through the door the first time at her colonic place of business. It was like, something's happening here. Something here. I mean, as soon as I walked through the door, you can feel the energy. Something. All right. And of course, didn't say anything. We just met. So, over the course of time, I think I was going once a week when I started. I was going every week for the client. So we got to know each other pretty quick, you know. But when I walked through that studio, when I crossed the threshold of that studio, she was like, holy shit. I mean, that feeling that I had going into her business, it was just amplified. And so I go on Thursdays. They fell into Thursdays. I go up, and then Saturdays, and on the Saturday, her husband, so the three of us, and the energy was through the
Wow,
roof.
that's amazing.
And she's the one that started guiding me into the self-forgiveness. So it's good. Our paths were meant to cross.
Lots of wonderful tools we have.
Mm.
Wow.
Amazing, Stu. Thank you for sharing.
Anytime. The only way this works.
Embrace. Embrace.
But you know what, honestly? If you strip it down to its bare essence, it comes down to a simple choice. You can either choose to stay into the shit, or you can choose to move, stay in the darkness, or you can choose to move into the light.
Every morning, get up, make the choice.
Until you understand that, and it's the same with that. Because there was something in my past that I just refused to freaking forgive, and I used it as a club to beat myself up for 40 years, over 40 years.
Oh,
It's a big one. It's a big one.
yeah, we all did that.
Oh, yeah. It says, trying to get through to some people that it's part of the journey. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And it's just,
Now, that same feeling I'm describing going into the studio and her business is the same exact thing that happened when I found Masterfest. I just knew it.
Mhm.
I knew, because I came in through Spirit and mucusless diet, but they focus on the freaking diet. They focus on the food. They call it their transition, but they don't ever seem to get out of the transition, which is okay. If it works for them, that's fine. I don't, the man helped me out tremendously. We worked one-on-one in the beginning, and really got me going on the path. Helped get me going on the path. The path was the path anyway, but it helped. So I just knew it was not the correct path for me. And when I was drawn into Master Class, I was like, I knew that's the end. I knew it. I knew it. I was drawn here, and I knew this were the answers. The answers I was seeking. And again, I didn't come here for help. I thought I was pretty healthy. It's not like I was in a crisis, a health crisis. I was not. So it was not like I was looking to heal anything. It's a spiritual quest. Seeking God, really. I don't think I could have articulated that at that point, but that's what it is, or was, and is.
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for sharing that. You shared that before, Steve. It's awesome. It's, the path to God is going within, and it doesn't include food in my book. After all these years, the food has no purpose for connecting with God. It only it keeps us entangled in this material physicality world, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like we said, we love to eat, but we love fasting way more, because dancing in the fields is way more enlightening and satisfying than anything else. Yeah, we can enjoy eating, and it's over, done with. Once you connect,
but it's you can still have control even when you're eating.
yeah. Once you connect and taste that nectar of God through the fields.
Yeah, but because most of the time you're fasting and tasting the nectar of the God, that's okay. So you've got that, and then sometimes if you want to eat, no big deal.
Yes, that's what I said.
No, but you said you can't connect to God. The path to God has no food. It's unnecessary to say that.
It's for me. So anybody else can make their own choice.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you do regularly fasting and most of your days fasting, it's pretty much you're going to feel like you're always fasting. Except sometimes, yeah, sure, there will be like you will feel lower when you're eating. But you just have to give that up. You have to make sure that you have some time to feel down because you ate. It's okay. but at least you get to socialize and eat with your family and friends or whatever, right? Connect that way. I mean,
It's all wonderful
Yeah.
and everything, but it's always a distraction from God for me.
Mhm.
Eating is a distraction as well.
I
yeah,
agree with
go ahead and then do a liquidarian lifestyle then.
I didn't say that. I'm just it's telling you the
Yeah,
way
but
I
the
see
thing
it.
is, we have to do what we want.
Everybody has that choice.
Yeah.
Some people are going to eat for the rest of their lives.
Who cares about
Most
other
people,
people?
and that's
I'm
okay.
saying everybody, each one of us here, do what you want. Simple. Do what you
I don't
want.
know. This is
Manifest it. That's your belief. Go ahead, start making it happen. What are we waiting for? Until, if you're ready to completely give up food, go ahead.
I didn't. It's everybody's going to make that choice
Yeah.
when they come to it. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the way I've experienced. If you want to continue to eat, enjoy it.
Are
To its
you
fullest.
are you eating?
Yeah.
Okay,
course
well
I'm
then,
eating.
why are you eating? Fast. Master fast forever. What are you waiting for?
Santa Claus.
So we have to start manifesting what we want. If we want to become liquidarian, we become liquidarian. We want to eat.
Oh, I think it's more of a calling. So it's more of an evolutionary process than it is an event.
100%.
That's how I'm looking at it. And that's how it seems to be playing out for me.
I would say for everyone.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not a set event. It seems to be a process
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
heading toward that.
Awareness.
Yeah.
That includes lots of fasting and sometimes eating until you're ready to give up food.
Yeah.
If you ever want to give up food.
Correct. I'm saying for me, what I'm experiencing, it just seems to be a calling, but not an event. It's an evolution.
Mhm.
It seems to be an evolution.
Yeah. I honestly, I feel sad when I hear that food is this bad. Food is, all the negative stuff.
I didn't say food was bad at all.
I did.
Anything negative whatsoever about food. I feel, it's unnecessary for us.
No, food, I mean, it's food is food. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's our perception of it. Not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just there.
It's an experience.
The best way to read
I don't
it,
have to focus on it.
example.
It's a heavy experience.
Yeah, I think we don't have to focus on it. We can focus on the divine.
The experience
on
will
God,
teach you
on love.
everything. The experience will teach you everything. It's even, yeah, the experience will teach you everything. Yeah, that's why, yes, it's a calling. When you're ready, you're ready. When you're ready, you're ready. If you ever want to give it up, if you feel like you found balance where you are, because it's this journey is more than you. This journey is everything. Your family, your friends, and everyone around you as well. So when you make these decisions, you want to be completely ready in every way and happy to let go of a lot of things. And I for me, do it gently. For me, I prefer gentle because every time I did it, extreme, I fell off on my face. I did a lot of extreme stuff in my life, and I do love changing. However, sometimes it's too much, and it can be unhealthy for my emotional and physical well-being. you know.
When I gave up drinking, I had to give up everything. Everything.
It's different.
Everything and everybody in my life.
Yeah, I feel
And within 5 years of sobriety, the only thing that was remaining, that was there 5 years prior, were my children. Everything changed.
yeah,
You have to.
that's
I
different.
have to,
That's life or death for
You
you.
want to be around all those triggers?
yeah.
That's life or death.
But I mean, it wasn't just the drinking friends and the drugging friends, it was everything. Marriage went, everything went, it's gone. 5 years, everything was gone. In 10 years, I didn't live in the same house. I didn't have the same wife. I didn't have the same job. And I did not have the same friends. The only thing that I had were the same children. That was the only thing that remained 10 years later.
This is, we can see you
And
change.
that was just, it was just, again, it was not an event. It was not something, it was just the evolution into sobriety and into that change.
Yeah,
It was an evolution through through those 10 years to where this is now what my life had become.
alcohol is different though. Alcohol is different. And drugs. Yeah, that's like destructive in
What's the
every
difference?
way.
Food, same thing.
It's a
Well,
very
food
destructive. Gino,
probably just as
Gino.
food's just a little bit slower, that's all.
Okay. Food is okay. Accept it, please. Drugs and alcohol are destructive in every way. Okay. And it's no, I'm sorry, it's completely different story with drugs and alcohol.
Not for me.
My first year university,
Same brain chemistry in play.
and going out and this and that, for me, and I didn't do too well in my first year university because of all that distraction. And then and then when I got my marks at the end of the year, it was so bad that I decided I have to change. And I stopped talking to all my friends. Completely stopped. I stopped. Let's go out. No, I'm sorry. I stopped going out. I actually started praying 5 times a day after that, right? Before that, I was an atheist, maybe, that first year of university. Yeah, I decided I don't want to believe in God because of my biology teacher said that there's no God. First class, biology. In university, there's no God. The biology teacher. And I thought these guys are smart and I just believed them. I gave up everything that I learned before, right?
Yep.
And anyways, so I started praying again. And of course, the prayer always helps me focus, and there's no drinking, drinking is not something we do when we're praying. So it was, of course, again, passed towards God, and of course, eating cleaner and, more salads and stuff. So, yeah. I had to give up a lot of things, a lot of people, and going out. You can't just go out sometimes. No, I am not going out. This is a completely different lifestyle. I'm going to focus on my school, and I did much better. I mean, I did very well when I graduated. And that's only because I made a huge, big change. If I didn't make that change, it wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have achieved what I achieved. So I understand, but that was like a destructive, you can see 100% destructive lifestyle versus, right on the path to God, lifestyle, which is praying and studying and avoiding all these distractions, people or drinking, going out. So yeah, that I understand. But the food, you've got to be, it's different. It's different. Even if you feel bad after eating, it's still different. The food is in our family relationships, it's our friends. It's not like these bad people that you used to go out with or you used to drink with or you used to do drugs with. This is your family, which you love, and they love you. It's your friends. It's not easy to just give up all your habits with these people and your home.
So what's the difference? Because
Well, even that's been a transition, because this didn't start with Master Fast for me, and it didn't start with the mucus list. It started probably 5, 10 years prior. Started sometime in sobriety. The whole diet concept came into question, and things started changing. So again, it's an evolution.
It's an evolution.
It's an evolutionary path.
Yeah, not as fast as the drinking, because the drinking you just have to stop.
No, but I mean, it was slow, absolutely slow. Things fell away like meat, not all at once, but less and less meat over a course of however long it was.
Mm.
And more into the fruit and plant-based diet.
I just, when we let go of stuff, I think it's the healthiest way to do it is to do it with love, rather than force. Destructive stuff and drugs and alcohol, that like there's no chance for that.
All I'm saying is I've been here for 2 years, and I was probably a year with Spira, so there's 3 years, but I've probably been 10 years.
Yeah.
Total time where things to lead to where I am today. It didn't start with Spira, it started years prior. Actually started with sobriety. If I really want to go back to it, it started with sobriety, which was 24 years ago. So it really started, my path towards finding God started 24 years ago.
Mhm. Absolutely. When you stop drinking,
And I stopped drinking and driving, absolutely.
because that allows the devil into your heart. As soon
Sure.
as you start drinking and the drugs, that's that you're not yourself anymore. Completely, you gave up your soul.
Mhm.
So you gave up that, and slowly you started finding the truth. And now more and more with fasting and clean eating, and the journey continues. You choose. I mean, the path to God and your connection and your faith, there's always room for strengthening it.
Sure.
There's always room for strengthening our faith. Even with food, people do it.
Mm-hmm.
Even with food, they can have very strong faith. So beautiful. There are some absolutely beautiful people we all know who are eating, like spiritually very beautiful people.
Oh, all my friends eat. All the people, everybody eats. They all think I'm just weird.
And some people are very awakened.
Yeah, but they don't. I don't get any blowback anymore.
Anyone?
I don't get any pushback from anybody anymore on the master fast, whether I'm fasting or not. No, none at all. No more.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, it takes time, right?
I mean, my daughter thinks I'm a wacko, but that's it.
Yeah.
She thought I was gonna die, but
How about your son?
I don't talk to him that often.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk very often. He's too much like his father.
Okay. Hmm.
He knows I'm available if he needs me. That's all that matters. The channel's always been open.
Yeah. That's all we can do.
I can't fault him for where he's at because he's no different than I was when it comes to
Hmm.
that.
How old are they?
29 and 27.
Okay.
The daughter's 29, the boy's 27. The boy, the man. Still a boy.
Hmm.
My daughter had a quarantine. She just got off of it last week.
Oh, really?
She's a teacher. She got exposed.
Mm.
But she had to take the test. And the quarantine ended before she got I think the quarantine ended the day she got the test results. Stupid.
They're going to believe they can stop a virus, if, whatever. Yeah, okay.
But they've embraced it. The masks are now the fashion piece of the.
Yeah.
All
Oh, I give her hell for it. She takes it. She understands.
Yeah, all this time with all the mask wearing, all the lockdowns, and the tests are still they're still increasing the cases.
There's a guy in the shop. Actually, it was yesterday. Today's what? Say yeah, yesterday, Friday. He's had the mask on since this shit started, but he's been fighting a cold for the last. Yesterday, he was telling me 17 days. He said, I kept rebreathing this shit. I said, why did you keep doing that, you dumbass? I mean, I didn't realize it because we don't work together. The shop, everybody has their own. This is what's great about where I work. There's only 6 of us, five or six of us at the most at one time. And everybody has their own little area where they work. So you really don't have to come in contact with anybody if you choose not to. So it's nice. You could stay away. Most of the guys are okay. I know what they do, so they don't put themselves in harm's way. One a little iffy, so I just keep it at arm's length, no big deal. But so I didn't even know the guy was not feeling well. I didn't know he was fighting a cold or whatever the hell it was. So he's telling me, I had this thing on, I've been wearing it forever. Well, take freaking thing off. I'll go with you.
Too much common sense, man.
So having a cold, it should run about 7 days, right? 17 days. Because he's rebreathed this freaking bacteria. Yeah, I was like, oh, holy shit. That's what's going to show up. And it's already been showing up with these bacterial infections in the freaking emergency room.
Oh, yeah.
They're showing up, yeah.
Makes sense.
People think that that's no big deal to rebreathe their crap, their exhale, their waste.
So unnatural. The body's trying to release.
I tried. I think because if I go into a store, I just put the mask on. I never cover my nose, right? I tried for the last one time I went in to Costco to put the mask on over my nose. I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe, period. Right? I just left. I left and took it off. I don't go back again. They mandated it here, so if you want to go in, I guess you could fight it if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's
This governor of ours follows New York, so New York just closed their restaurants again, starting Monday. So, yeah, they only closed it to indoor eating. Now, who the hell's going to sit on the sidewalk in 30-degree weather?
Pick up maybe.
Guess who President-elect Biden is choosing for his attorney general.
no way.
The governor of New York is on the short list, #1.
Kumo.
Andrew Cuomo. You think we're not in the fight? You think we're not in the fight for this country, the soul of this country? You better believe it. You should see the names that are coming in. Susan Rice. Going to be very interesting times going forward.
Yeah, let's go into a meditation.
Avista has quick comment. I believe when one is free from obstructions and eat in moderation, it transforms all food into love energy. But to reach that state of free from obstructions, most have to start cleansing, and master fast is perfect for that.
Do we reach a point without obstruction in this realm? I don't think so. It's a continual
But relatively speaking,
effort to move it out because we're accumulating
With every breath.
every breath,
Every breath.
every thought.
That's why you got to keep it as clean as possible so it just flows through.
That's why, meditation puts you in a quiet space, like, so that you don't accumulate that way. And, stop eating, stop drinking, just more you can do that, the more you balance yourself out. So you're de-obstructing instead of accumulating. And that's it. Keep it simple. Everybody's going to find their
Thank you,
balance with
Avesta.
that.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. So let's get in a comfortable position. In our chairs or lying down. Close your eyes. Put your hands in any mudra you like. The typical one or the heart mudra. And focusing on our breath from the bottom of the spine. On the inhale, we'll go up the spine. On the exhale, down the front of the body, around the groin, back to the tailbone. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front. Cycle that a few times with each breath. You become more and more relaxed. Let's move our attention to the area below the belly button. If the mind wanders, just bring it back to the focus in that area. With each breath, we go deeper and deeper, bringing balance to that area. Let's move our attention to the genitals. The masculine and feminine. The energies of physical creation. Let's move our attention to the perineum between the genitals and anus. With each breath, we go deeper and deeper. Let's move our attention to the tailbone. With each breath, we go deeper and deeper, bringing balance to that area. If the mind wanders, just bring it back. Let's move our attention to the king and queen, up the spine between the kidneys. Look at the smile on their faces. With each breath, we bring balance to that area. Let's move this tension up the spine to between the shoulders. Feel the spine being elongated. Each breath we go deeper and deeper, bringing balance to that area. Move the attention up the spine to the atlas where the skull meets the spine. Let's move our attention to the top of the head. With each breath, we go deeper, bringing balance to that area. Let's move our attention to the third eye. Move the focus to the throat chakra, voice box. I'm going to focus down a little to the heart. Strongest field doesn't matter. It's how we can make change, be the change. Celebrate all the souls to the leaders. To move directly, quickly into the realm of peace, balance, correct conduct. To align with the ways of the universes. Make it the positive path. And the manifest plasma bank, so it may feed those in need. Path is all around for us to interchange. We see all those leaders who choose not to move in the direction of peace, balance, correct conduct, being arrested in mass scale, being taken care of. So this atrocity will never happen again. Path of forgiveness is always an option for those who choose to change. Light is waiting. It has eternity for us to be that change. Move down to the solar plexus. Let's cycle the breath from the tailbone up. On the inhale at the spine, down the front on the exhale. Do a few cycles. Start moving your fingers around, loosen them up. Rub the hands. Put the palms in the eyes. And when you're ready, come out of the matrix. And open your eyes. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, yeah.
I was getting lost.
Ah,
Oh, wow. Feels good.
those.
Pretty good.
That's amazing. Honored to be in all of your presence.
It's an honor to have you all here.
Thank you, guys.
We move into the realm of light. We all chose to come, so let's embrace these challenging times and let's get through them. We'll get through them.
Very exciting.
Hopefully intact.
Either way, embrace it all.
Doesn't matter.
All right, so we'll see you on the page.
Mm.
Stay connected. See you Wednesday next week.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao. Thank you.
right.
Keep sending.
Bye.
Thank you, Paula.
See you Facebook.